Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and welcome to another episode of Virus Investigations. Today we have a hodgepodge of copyright destructive materials. All I know is where I stand legally on this is I'm not here to attack or defame anyone. This is just the observations of an Indian man browsing stuff on the internet, so let that be a disclaimer for any legal team out there. But ladies and gentlemen, today's video is all about video games and the viruses that could potentially be contained within them. Now, I hope some of you all know what Nintendo is. They make a little-known game franchise known as Super Mario Brothers, one that's all about some Italian plumber jumping on turtles and Goombas, eating mushrooms and all that good stuff. You know, there's not really a whole lot of lore to it. You know, it's not Deus Ex or anything. It's as simple as that. So Mario is a game franchise. Yes, it's pretty big. So big that people have created, you know, little fan pieces of it. You know, little drawings, games, flash animations, you know, video series, all that stuff. But there is a subset that Nintendo acknowledges and then completely wipes from the face of the earth. And then there's one that Nintendo just completely ignores. We've looked at this stuff, the weird Mario gacha games, all the weird Chinese scam copy clone stuff of Mario. Now today we actually have something that comes from the United Kingdom, it seems, and it's a company known as Softendo. You know, you can go to their website, and I've done it a little bit, you know, quick little things. It seems like they have some copyright date, but they're very quick to say that none of this stuff is copyrightable, because it isn't, because they're using straight up Mario assets in many of their fan games, and they've made a lot of fan games. A lot of them that you can download, play on your computer. If, you know, downloading an emulator and ROM was too difficult, then I guess these guys have kind of done it for you. They're effectively clones or recreations of Mario titles that you can download, play, and so on and so forth. It's honestly not too different from internet like, you know, 10, 12 years ago when this stuff was all the rage. But yeah, that's Softendo for you. They have a little disclaimer, I guess, and at the end of the day, it seems like they're genuinely passionate about Mario and making Mario fan games. So who am I to really judge them for it? You know, God bless if you have the passion to do it. That is, of course, until I came across one specifically that looked like it was some Wii remake. Like they took Super Mario Brothers on the Wii and just like remade it. Now this title is called New Super Mario Brothers 2015. I think the game even said 2016 when I loaded it up. But yeah, it's Super Mario Brothers 2015. And this is an example to show you a potential software that not only violates copyright law, but could potentially, not all the time, be loaded with some indicators, some calls, some potentially hidden malware that, you know, might slip through by the unnoticed eye. Now, it's not a weird situation for me to say that most of the people downloading these games are probably little kids who want to play Mario. And it takes me back to a time period when, as a kid, you don't have the money to buy games all the time, right? You know, nowadays as an adult, you can buy games here and there. But as a kid, you really don't have that financial independence. So what do? You go on the internet and you download whatever game is on there. And it puts into my head why those scams, you know, where it's like download Fortnite for free or Apex Legends for free or Black Ops 4 for free makes sense. You have tons of kids who will find this, download it, and go through all the pits and hurdles to try and get access to the game that all the cool kids are playing. And Mario in this case, you know, some people download, they'll try to get, you know, an official or like whatever they can get, even if it's a clone, and try to pass it off. So yeah, you know, this is one of those programs that just slips through the cracks. It could be loaded with potentially terrible viruses, PUPs, weird indicators, all so on and so forth. But I think I'm going to stop right here. We're actually going to dive into the analysis phase. We're going to load up a virtual machine, Vista specifically, fire up this game, play it for a little bit, and then I'm going to show you guys some indicators and what we found after it. And here we're back with our Windows Vista life. Now, if I drag an icon over here, you can see SM Forever 2016 812. Now, as a child, you know, you would look at this and probably assume, yeah, it's a nice little way for me to play Super Mario Brothers on my PC. All right, if I don't have a Nintendo system or a Wii in this case, this is what I'm going to do. Now let's walk through the steps that you should take. Let's wipe this virtual machine from existence. All right, give it some of that virtual gonorrhea. Fire that motherfucker up, and you can see that it's going to take a little bit of time. Vista has this thing back in the day where, I don't know what it is, but anytime you launched anything over 50 megabytes, it would take like at least 2 weeks for it to start up. Now with modern computing, that's probably dropped down to 2 minutes, but we'll just take a little bit of second to fire that up. It's a Vista thing, man, all right? You gotta love it. It's one of these things. An unidentified program wants to access your computer. All right, dude, give that thing the allow. Usually those things are in place, so you don't really mess those up. Welcome to the Super Mario Forever 2016 Pack Install program. This program allows you to install Super Mario Forever 2016 Pack onto your hard drive. Yeah, it probably comes with a lot of malware too. I mean, anytime you see a title like Super Mario Forever 2016, chances are it's probably a bad idea, but hey, this series is made of bad ideas, am I right? All right, so it's gonna need 112 megabytes. Yep, oh yeah, go through that, buddy, go through it. Hit start and let it just do what it needs to. Gonna install its game. And yeah, this is definitely not licensed in any way, shape, or form by Nintendo. If you think that it is, we need to start talking. Can we just take this moment while it's installing to appreciate how shitty Vista widgets actually were? Like, I mean, come on, you want to really play picture puzzles with your friends? I guarantee you things like stocks probably aren't even up right now. The service isn't even available, it's just that old. But yeah, if you ever want to consume unnecessary amounts of RAM, if Vista wasn't doing it already, yeah, got it right. Holy hell, does this sound, wow. Now, that's not the virtual machine sounding like pure hell. That's actually the game itself. It's not really full screen, as you can see. I can kind of escape the mouse. Wow, that music is terrible. Oh my god. It's like an interdimensional time rip. God damn. Fun Mario, 2016 Mario Forever, or just Mario Forever. Well, I mean, I would like to have some fun first. I'll start with Fun Mario. Oh, did it crash? Up. Okay, all right. We're leading to turn it off, dude. Don't give me a fit. What is this? Why is it connecting here? Okay, all right. Let's not do that, please. Oh my lord. What is this, dude? What am I playing? Dude, do you see that? That you're out of your mind. Do you see the green pipes? Choose one to start again. The text doesn't even wiggle with the box. Oh my lord. Okay, let's go slot 1. Why not? Let's play like a level or 2 of this. Jesus. And the audio, I am so sorry. Like, if you're wondering why it's bad, we're about to get to that in a second. Like, Jesus, this is horrible. Hi Mario, I have a letter from Princess Peach. That house doesn't even look normal. It looks like some World of Warcraft concept art.
Dear Mario, I write to you because King Bowser attacked all Mushroom Kingdoms.
Well, I didn't know Microsoft Anna was getting voice credits for this. Do you hear that?
All 8 kingdoms of mushrooms are in danger. Please help them. Destroy
Voice is so good, it doesn't even show up in the text box. I love it.
In his last castle. When it will be all over, please come to my castle. I will bake a cake for you, and we will take some sweet photos to Facebook.
What the fuck? They're gonna post photos to Facebook? Alright, you know, I need a lot more alcohol before I start one of these videos. This is just terrible. Alright, now we got a little British voice. That's great. Alright, let's go down over here. Ooh, next level! Alright, welcome to Super Mario's First World. You gotta be Bowser and everything. Alright, let's go to it. Welcome to Overland. Let's go into Overland, boyos. Let's do it. Alright, progress through the world. Alright, first of all, I gotta say the graphics are kind of distracting because you got these foreground visual elements that are just not helping. Alright, at least the gameplay functionalities of a Mario game are present. Like, at least it's not giving us, you know, akimbo, like it's not giving us like an akimbo FMG9 or some shit like that. And it's got a lot of the modern day Mario benefits too. Jesus, I lost on that one. Where you can actually do the wall-to-wall jumps that are in the new Mario games, obviously. You know, it's not like Super Nintendo Mario, right, where you couldn't do that shit. Obviously, I hope the maps are adjusted to that, otherwise it could potentially be pretty broken. Hey, you gotta step on the Goombas twice, so they turned them into little turtles, alright. Yeah, they just turned them into Koopa shells, alright. Okay. Alright, let's go this way, progress through. And I'm not having fun. Wow, that audio is terrible. And that's LSD, obviously, for good old Mario. Alright, you can swim in this, God bless. I hate water levels. But let's go. Alright? No, you can't go too far, Jesus. Is that it? No, hold on. What's going on here? Why did they got the Battlefield 3 lens flare tossed into it? It's like, well, what effect does that add to the overall experience? Damn it, I lost the fire flower. Christ, wait, hit that checkpoint, please. There we go, checkpoint, nice. This definitely has a lot of visual effects that I don't enjoy over the other Mario games. So 3 stars? Oh, so they're like a separate currency. That's not invincibility. All right, okay, all right, that's something new, Jesus. Press enter to talk. All right, that's cool. You get to talk in the middle of the 2D Mario. That's really nice. Jump over here. This level kind of goes on forever. It's got 2 checkpoints, which... Oh, we got the red coins! That's actually the easiest batch of red coins that I've ever gotten in the game, Jesus Christ. 1-ups. Let's grab this, a little flower. So yeah, it's got all that, he's humping that, by the way. It's got all of the gameplay features of a standard Mario game. Like, I'm actually fairly surprised, you know? Like, they've made a pretty faithful recreation of a Mario title. All right, let's grab that. And obviously I couldn't get to the top of it, but not that I'm incredibly excited for that. It's also weird how they have multiple graphic styles just like intertwined. Like sometimes you get a little bit of that old SNES, like NES, and you've got new age shit. So that's also something to note. Now, can I access things like, oh, there are items for you to get, so they definitely modded them into the game. All right, nice, dude. Map 2, map 4. So they actually have a full Mario game. I'm fairly impressed by that. They got a whole tabular menu for you to like scan around. You've got some hell, a destroyed up town, and that's from Maple Story, dude. They ripped assets off of Maple Story. Dude, Nexon won't be too happy. They're ripping assets off Maple Story. What is this? It's Maple Story assets ripped. My God, there's no shame. Oh, I can't even like turn it off. All right, hold on. Let's just end task that, please. It's using about almost like 700 megabytes of memory for something that really shouldn't be using 700 megs of memory. My God, that was out of control. Let's just back out of it. We got the analysis. Let's go to that right now. God, what did I play? That was actually far worse than I had imagined. I mean, that was a game that was a labor of love. Let me tell you, to analyze that one, I don't know what it was, but I had to install it like 4 times because it was just not loading up properly throughout the analysis. But anyways, I digress. With the actual game in question, I wanted to show you a new tool that you can use to check for viruses, and this is called Hybrid Analysis. It's a website that's basically a step above VirusTotal for me. Basically what they do is they run these applications through multiple virus engines, first of all, and then they do a deeper analysis of the process. This takes a little longer to do, but it usually gets you a bigger result and a more granular look at what a program might be doing, even if it passes all the antivirus checks. Now, running this program through Hybrid Analysis, it was evident that it was mostly a clean file. I think what it did was maybe pick up like 1 bit of malware, but that was it. Anything aside from that, it wasn't that big of a deal. What was a big deal was the indicators. Now, for those of you who don't know what indicators are, a program doesn't have to contain a virus in specific to be malicious. It can definitely do things that that just don't make sense for a program to do. For instance, let's say you download a calculator program and you find out that your calculator program is deep scanning files from your picture folder. Well, why would your calculator app need to scan files from the picture folder? At first glance to an antivirus engine, this may seem like a generic look into your photo folder. Sometimes it's not really malicious, and that's how it's coded. But at the same time, if something called calculator is scanning into your photos folder or your videos folder or your contacts sheet, then that indicator needs to be pulled up and brought forward, because that alone is more malicious than just your standard average virus. That's the kind of thing you have to note out for. So running this through Hybrid Analysis, it actually raised some key points for me. One of the things, if I look at it, says writes data to a remote process, which is really weird if it needs to do that in the first place. Other things are the analysis extracted a file that was identified as malicious. That was true. There was something in there that was kind of malicious to begin with. And then it has the ability to reboot and shut down the operating system. So yeah, all these things, while they don't necessarily trigger malicious flags, it's kind of weird to see a video game have some of these in effect. There are other weird situations, such as querying the internet cache settings, which is looking into your internet cache and possibly trying to get rid of any potential footprints it makes onto your web cache, which is a really weird indicator for me because anything that delves into your internet cache and tries to remove or change logs is just completely outright fishy to me to begin with. Things such as querying CPU information don't really hurt me too hard. I mean, it's a video game. It's going to need to know what processing power, what processor you're using in order to run the game anyways. In fact, I would bet that most video game processes have this element in them. So there are some things that are suspicious, but they're not all right bad, but there are some things that you can look at and say, should that really be the case? No. Now let's look at another analysis. There is something called Reshade, which is a tool that PC gamers use to inject post-processing into their video games. It not only makes the game sometimes run a little better, but it makes them look quite better than they originally were. In fact, I would think it does a far better job than most developers doing a video game remaster nowadays. Now, Reshade is a pretty accepted tool by most people in the PC community. I use it all the time, but let's put it through hybrid analysis and see what we can find, just so we can kind of go over what a false positive indicator would really be in this situation. In Reshade, it says installs, hooks, patches the running process, which if you're using anything that basically puts an overlay on your video game, like for Steam or Discord, then you'll probably see that flag being triggered, reading information about supported languages. While that does sound somewhat weird, I guess, in some cases, Reshade is a tool that is working with multiple languages on your computer anyway. So anytime you see flags like that that do get tagged as suspicious, I can't even speak right now to begin with, it's pretty early, then you have to sort of pick and choose how relative that is to the program you have, and honestly, how dangerous that could really be. It's kind of the example that I made with a calculator to begin with. If your calculator is checking for your picture folder, right, or your videos, does there need to be a reason it does that? I mean, for Reshade, it makes sense when it's hooking into your video game files to inject post-processing. If that was another application that didn't need to do that as advertised, then you'd be thinking twice. But ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm not here to say or not say that Super Mario Bros. 2015.exe will give you a virus or not. I always run anything in a virtual machine anyways because I'm a paranoid idiot. So that's where I stand on the situation. At the end of the day, it looks like a passionate project by someone, but you know, if you look at something like Sonic Gather Battle, that was also a passionate project by someone too, until it started sending your IP data to somebody else because you ripped its OCs out, God forbid. But hey, you know what? I'm sure Softendo is doing a fine job. You know, God bless them. They also earned the coveted CNET Download Award at some point in time. So you know what? Make your Mario EXE games. I'm so close. I probably said it a couple times in the video about Sonic, but it's early in the morning. I have Sonic on my mind. I'm a truly deviant individual. But that being said, this has been another episode of Virus Investigation, a little chill moment. I kind of wanted to take a little step back from just looking at a virus and showing you things that go beyond the aspect of just being your average virus. So yeah, now you learned a thing or two about weird indicators. So yeah, just be careful about the programs you download, dude. The whole thing about the series is trying to stay safe on the internet. It's a weird place out there, but you learn far enough, then you'll probably be able to stand up to 99% of the internet shit that happens anyways. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it, and let me know in the comments below if you want to learn how to download LimeWire Pro. God, can't say that honestly. This is me, Mudahar, and I am out.